So we had a really busy day. We left KOFA, we went to Quartzsite, we saw some friends that were camping over there, we went to shop, had a really good time, but we're home a little bit late. So I'm gonna do as my quickest meal that I have left on my menu and do my prep inside because it's still windy as usual outside. So I'm gonna do as much as I can in here and then I'm gonna take it out to grill on the Blackstone. So the first thing we're going to do is make a sauce. I need a cup and a quarter of mayo. So I am just going to use this because it's easier to mix and pour. This is a 4-cupper. Do you ever have some of those days where you're kind of like, oh my gosh, what happened to the day? Well, that was today. We got out of here. I kind of think we maybe got a late start. We were moving slow and just having a good time in town, and here we are. It's almost dark. I don't mind cooking in the dark, but it's a whole lot easier to cook in daylight. So half of this sauce we're going to be using to cook the chicken in, and then the other half we're going to use it for dipping later. Oh my gosh, it smells garlicky. Vampires beware. We're just cutting the chicken into cubes. Get this out of here so that it doesn't get contaminated with chicken juice. I'm just going to take this here, throw it on this paper towel to kind of help absorb some of that moisture from the packet. And I'm going to try to contain my mess right here. You know, since we don't ever have the luxury of putting things in a dishwasher, I try to keep things as sanitary as possible when I'm cleaning, and then try to make things a lot easier to deal with not having a dishwasher. So I will wash this knife and this board with a little bit of soap and water, but then I'll also use some spray bleach to make sure that it's sanitized really well. Here I'm just looking for cubes that are quick to cook and eat without having to cut them with a knife. You know, I really love having recipes where you can sit around a campfire and eat like from a plate on your lap and not have to worry about cutting anything with a, fork and a knife. So we finally, when we went to the shops in Quartzsite today, we finally got a new American flag because you know that we've needed one since the summer when ours started to tear on the edges because we were up on the rim all summer long as camp hosts, and we finally started to wear that thing out. It flew up there for like 4 months straight. So I'm not sure how long we're going to be staying here. We're kind of like winging it. We knew that we were going to stay sometime under 2 weeks, but not exactly sure how many days total. But we're running low on water. It's probably getting close to time to go home. And then we're going to be back here for our Grand Design Rally in Quartzsite next month. You know, it's really nice when you have the luxury of being able to kind of work your trips around weather. So if we know that we've got a week ahead of us with windy weather and we're just going to be fighting the wind the rest of the time that we're here, we'll probably just, pack up a little bit earlier than we had anticipated and head home as long as we can drive in safe conditions and it's not too windy. If I had more time at home before this trip, I would have gone through and prepped my meat and actually done all of this chopping and trimming and stuff at home, and then packaged it up, throw it in a freezer bag, and just it would be completely like measured and ready before even getting here. But I was in a hurry, as you know, from my vegetable prep video. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link in the description below. But yeah, this was kind of a rush trip. We're enjoying our time out here in Quartzsite. Still waiting to see some wildlife here in the Wildlife Refuge at KOFA National Wildlife Refuge. With a name like that, you should almost be guaranteed that you're going to see some wildlife while you're here, but we're not seeing that. So unfortunately. Hopefully we're going to see something before we leave. I really, really do like to prep in the trailer so that I can easily kind of keep everything as clean as possible and wash my hands all at once. All right, so this is my chicken board and my chicken knife that is going to get sanitized. Go wash my hands and we'll be ready to cook. So another layer, a jacket, because yes, it's getting cold out here. And I've got my griddle preheated to medium-high heat. And we are going to add a little bit of oil, and then we're going to season the chicken and we're going to grill it right here on the grill. I'm going to season this chicken, spread it out a little bit here. So when I put the seasoning on, everything is nice and distributed. I've got some garlic salt, paprika, I can smell that. I'm turning that down. Anytime you can smell your food like right away, that means your grill is too hot. So I did preheat, and it's definitely needs a little more liquid on it. So I'm going to do that as soon as I get this seasoning on here. It's a teaspoon of salt, or garlic salt, a teaspoon of paprika, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And I started with a little bit of oil, but I need a little bit more, so I'm just going to add a teens here so I can toss all of that together. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is toss this stuff so that I can distribute those seasonings easily. Now I'm going to turn this back up to about my medium-high heat. That initial smell of like it smells like the food is almost like cooked or like on the verge of burning. That's when you want to be careful that you don't have something too hot if your grill is preheated too much. It may have just been that I dumped all the chicken in one spot that was a little extra hot that I got that smell. So we're doing great here. And I've got a tip for you, how to make rice easy at the campsite. And that is that these microwave rice packages that you can get at pretty much any store. We actually get this one at Costco. You know, Costco's one of our favorite stores. We use this a lot. At home, we microwave it. But here, I'm actually just going to heat it up on the grill once the meat is cooked. And the reason is it's already cooked, right? When you're doing it in the microwave, you're just like heating it, reheating it. So just the same thing that you do before you put it in the microwave, kind of mush it all together and break up that pre-cooked rice so that when you put it on the griddle, you can put it like flat all in one spot, and it's gonna heat up really fast, and you're gonna have dinner on the table before you know it. How's our sunset looking? Hopefully we're gonna be able to finish dinner as soon as we know that everything is browned on all the sides and we think that it's pretty close to cook through. That's when we're gonna add the sauce, and it's gonna cook in the sauce, and it's gonna caramelize a little bit, and it will definitely get cooked through all the way then. Let your grill and your eyes be your guide. You can see where I've got chicken on here that is not cooking as fast as the other stuff over here. So I know that I've got a little hotter spot over here on this grill. I've told you before that we're kind of like Doug and Carrie in what was that show? What was the name of that? King of Queens, that's right. We're kind of like Doug and Carrie, King of Queens. There was a show, do you remember, if you watched that show, when Carrie cooked a dinner and it was chicken, and her dad was like, they were making fun of her afterwards because it was like the pink chicken scare because she didn't fully cook her chicken. So I want to make sure that that's one way I'm not like Carrie. No pink chicken scare here. Was that the episode when Spence's girlfriend was doing all that gourmet cooking? It wasn't? It wasn't the food affair? I don't remember what episode that was. That was a funny show. All right, I got a little pink chicken scare here. It's starting to kind of like almost burn here because I don't have enough liquid on that grill there. And here's the thing that's gonna happen. I want that to get kind of dry because once I put the sauce on there, then it's gonna help to, it'll help caramelize and kind of unstick the grill. Deglaze my pan, if you want to call it that. One single layer, so all of the chicken is getting some sauce, and then I'll toss it all together. So, and then the rest is going to be reserved for serving. So I'm going to just toss this stuff around. See how I'm deglazing my pan here. There's nothing else that's like sticky on there. I'm gonna now move all of this stuff over to the side and let it continue to cook. And then I'm gonna add my rice over here. So my recipe actually doesn't call for rice. So if you wanted to do a keto kind of low carb meal, you're good to go with that. But we like this kind of thing on rice, and normally I do a little bit of green something on the side. I've got some Brussels sprouts in the trailer, but I'm so late in making dinner tonight, and we're both starving after spending a day in town, that I'm gonna skip the green, and we're just having the chicken and the rice. Put the lid down, let it heat through. I'm gonna toss that rice a little bit, and if I need to, I might have to add a little bit of water to that so that it kind of steams the rice a little bit, and we'll be ready to eat. And we're gonna do it before the sun goes down. Amazing. So you remember how we decorated inside the camper using some actual camping lights, so we didn't have to buy like everything Christmas. We kind of added little Christmas touches all over. Well, these are the solar lights that we actually use. This is the solar panel, and then these are the lights that go all the way around. These are the ones that you saw inside the trailer that I wrapped garland and stuff around. So they're working great for us out here. I'm gonna kind of put them through here so that nobody walks through that when the sun starts going down. We'll take a look at everything now. It is looking beautiful. And I don't want to serve, I'm not going to toss the rice with the chicken. I'm going to serve the chicken on top of the rice. So I want to keep this separated. I know you could mix it all together if you really wanted to, but I kind of like it. I like it being separated. And I think this rice is heating nicely, so I'm not going to have to add any water. It's not sticking to the griddle, so I'm not worried about that. And I've got all my little chunks kind of separated there. So that rice, I'm going to let it sit over here on the side, and that'll be ready to serve from there. I'm going to bring this chicken out over here and do one more toss of the chicken. If you are in doubt about if your chicken is done, take your biggest piece of chicken, which mine looks like probably is like this one right here, and I am going to slice it open, and you can see that there's nothing pink in there. There's no pink chicken scare, so don't call me Carrie. But we're done. We are ready to eat. So this is a really nice fast meal. I would have definitely liked to have done some Brussels sprouts. This is supposed to serve 4 people, but because I don't have any vegetables on the side, it's probably closer to serving just 3 maybe. We're ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and serve it up, and we're gonna have dinner before the sun goes down, which is actually pretty remarkable because of how late we were getting back to camp. All right. I don't need to leave room on the plate for any greens because we're going greenless today. How's that? I know Pete's starving. I'm gonna give him a nice big portion. And I think that looks good. What do you think, Pete? This is our Bang Bang Chicken for the night. I hope he enjoys it. I hope I enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it if you try it too.